let us know, start the cheering. Let's have fun and start connecting. Your worries soon you'll be forgetting, 'cause you are here with us now. We are all friends. Sit back and relax, we can begin. Ready or not, here we go. We're all here, so let's start the show. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody new. Come and be inspired. The only thing required is to learn and have fun too. Experiment with us, in you we can trust. To live that streaming life, there's no need to be scared, as long as you're prepared. Start the stream and feel alive. Online streaming is a journey. With every step we're always learning. So come with us, let's support each other. We can do everything all together. Ready or not, here we go. We're all here, so let's start the show. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody new. Come and be inspired. The only thing required is to learn and have fun too. Experiment with us, in you we can trust. To live that streaming life, there's no need to be scared, as long as you're prepared. Start the stream and feel alive. Your adventure is starting. Nothing compares to streaming. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody new. Come and be inspired. The only thing required is to learn and have fun too. Experiment with us, in you we can trust. To live that streaming life, there's no need to be scared, as long as you're prepared. Start the stream and feel alive.
Hello, and it's Thursday again, and Thursday is stream day, and today we're again with the live streaming peer group project, and it's the first session where we actually try to accomplish something, and we have already here Lala, Einar, and Janet, and yes, we have to bring in Anna, but she doesn't have the Zoom link. That's the thing with Discord. We have to practice a bit. So, and oh, Ellie, I hope everything goes all right at the vet. And now I try to find the Zoom link here. Where is it? How do I? Somewhere I can invite people, I guess. Oh, here. And then we put it here. And if you are already part of the group, you can click here. And if I don't know you, I will probably not let you in. So, okay. But that is the plan today, is to work on and with Lala.
Yay!
Yay! Are you excited, Lala?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have a breakthrough tonight. Or today.
Yeah,
We're
yeah, it's
on
the
different
middle
time
of the
zones,
night
right?
for you, and I know you have to talk quietly because you are um, in the middle of the night and your kids are
Yes,
sleeping somewhere
yes.
nearby.
I will try to put
Okay,
the mic closer.
yeah. And so if Lala is not as energetic as we know her normally, it's because she has to stay a bit quiet.
Anna!
Hi, Anna! And the room begins to fill. Now we have Tony on the way. And okay, in the meantime, I can explain you how I thought we are going to do that. So there are 4 parts. The first part is setting the stage. There it's Lala and me talking for about 15 minutes, and I try to figure out what she wants to know, how we can help her. And then we talk with everyone for about
Hi,
5
Tony.
minutes, where you can ask questions to clarify that, and then Lala turns off the camera and the mic, and just listens while the group is gathering ideas. And the last phase, Lala then can select which ideas does she like. And yeah, that's the plan. And I made some buttons here so that it's more professional than last time, and figured a bit out how to do that with Zoom. And okay, I would say with no further ado, Lala, thank you so much um, for being the first one we can experiment on.
Actually, thank you because you guys are going to be helping me.
Yes, we will surely try. And so we are talking about your channel today, and how you can grow it with probably edited videos. So I thought, tell us a bit about your channel.
All right. So, my channel is called Mommy Guide Inc. I think everybody, except probably Tony, maybe he has not heard of my channel yet. Okay. So, the initial intent for which is really for a resource for moms and moms at heart. So, in the beginning, I was doing interviews and topics that has to do with, parenting, education, and of course, crafts, because craft is something that I'm really very passionate about. And I've been using it also to do homeschooling for my kids and also as part of my business. So for a very long time, I've been live streaming since I started really being trying to be consistent, and that has really helped. I eventually reached the metrics that I needed to become monetized several months into doing it. So when I reached the monetization level, it was really fun, but then I stopped growing in terms of, the watch hours are still okay. It's just the subscribers have been not as, have not been growing as fast as I would want to be. And I think part of that is because my live streams are pretty long, especially my crafting, except for the interviews that I do. They're shorter, maximum an hour and a half, from 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes to an hour and a half. So I know that at this point, from research and from everybody, that it is really, I really need to put in edited videos. And my plan originally was to um, I have tons of um, content that I can actually repurpose. Like in the crafting, I could probably make, from shorts to 3 minuters to 5 minuters, things like that. On the audio side, the interviews I've started repurposing them into podcasts. So I've already started my podcast a month or so ago, and it's doing pretty well. So it's the edited videos. The reason for not being having edited videos at this point is because um, the tech side of it, I am not proficient in. I know how to, but very very basic. It doesn't do my plan. It's like I have a vision for how to do it. I cannot implement the vision. So what I have is I do have Final Cut Pro, and I do have Adobe. My gosh, my brain's still sleeping. What's the name of the Adobe? Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
So I know Adobe Premiere Pro better, and I have iMovie.
Okay, you have all the things.
Yes. So iMovie, I can do, just cut, paste, add, just the very basic. Same with Adobe Premiere Pro. Final Cut, I've never used, but I have.
Okay,
So there.
great. So your goal is to produce and publish edited videos because it's better for growth and
Yes.
okay. And the thing holding you back is the time to do it or the skills or what is it?
I think the time I can put in the time,
Okay.
just uh, it's the skill set, I think. So
Okay.
moving forward, of course, I don't want to spend extra for it, right? If I hire somebody to do it for me, and of course, sometimes it's like I have this vision, and sometimes the fear that they will not be able to actually implement it. But then, if I have no other option,
Okay.
then I'm also willing to do that.
Okay, we will see what ideas are coming up. So, but do you like editing videos, or do you have a barrier there too?
That's a great question, Marcus. No.
Okay.
I think that's where I said, remember, I told you guys last time, I'm very lazy. It's like I want things to be okay when I do it, it's like fast, 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 right? But editing takes a while, right?
Okay.
You have to to create like a 3 minute, 5 minute for a really nice one. It takes hours, right?
Okay. So once again, you're surely not lazy, but yeah, you have a blockade there, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, now let's suppose you're already. Let's imagine a world you're already doing it and you're putting out edited videos and it works. What is different in that world?
Pardon, Marcus, sorry.
Yeah. What was I? So we imagine you are already there and you are already editing all the videos and it goes well. What is different in this world?
Okay, so if it works, then that is gonna be how I'm gonna do it. So it's like I'm gonna mix up live streaming at the same time editing edited videos. So maybe there will be certain days like this time I'm live streaming Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Yeah.
Right? So probably in between. Okay, I will put out the 3 to 5 minuters. The shorts actually I can do. I've
Okay.
started to learn how to do splice, so it's been working for me. Now
Okay.
it's the 3 minuter, 5 minuter stuff that I need to find out how to do.
Okay. And
Hi
what
Billy.
Hi, Billy. What is already working so far? What have you already achieved? So the shorts you can already do, and what else did you already achieve?
With the shorts, yes, it was. I know that there's I think I still need the the only shorts that I am very proud of is the one that I did in Nika's free class where Janet and I were there. Um, because that is where I actually learned what John Ryan was telling me several months back, that I actually started doing shorts earlier, but then John suggested to me that you need to level up the way you do it. It's not just, take a video, one pan, and then upload. It has to be, more creative. There should be a story. And I learned that through Nika, and I created that one. But it's like a one-hit wonder.
Okay.
It also did well in my reels. It's also quite okay, several hundreds in YouTube shorts, because compared to my other shorts, where it's like 40 views, 30 views. All right, so that one did pretty well. I also have some that are 1,000 level, but in terms of turning them into actual subscribers, I think it did help, but not as much as I would, want it to be. So, and I think really regular edited video, again, it's my theory. And I want to, we'll check it based on the analytics. And then I tried also, guys, remember I stream very long,
About
especially
4
during my
hours. Yeah.
crafting. And then I tried to make it shorter now,
Okay.
just trying to make it 2 hours. My metrics drop
Okay.
in terms of views, because of course when you're there longer, so sometimes more people can come in, like later on, like maybe they cannot do it in the first hour, and then they go back in and out. So that metric of mine went down because I go live lesser. I mean, in a shorter.
Okay. Okay, so I guess now we open that up to the group. So the idea is, and we have some more people here now. Hello, everybody. And the idea is that, hello, that we take some time to ask questions to Lala to clarify what she needs from us. Not yet the solutions, just questions, and then in the next phase we will then gather ideas. And you in the chat can participate too, of course. So I already have a question from Don, who says, "How about niche down?" Yeah, have you tried to define your niche or
Yeah, that one. I have actually thought about that one, but at this point, that for me would be, at this point, all right, would be my last priority, if possible. I want to first try the edited video one, because as most people know, moms are really into so many things.
yeah.
Right? So we are really, it's not just, it's not just parenting per se. It's not just so. I know that's normally it's a counterflow suggestion. Mostly people say niche down, niche down. So it's like when I started, people were telling me, "You're not supposed to stream that long. Nobody will watch you. You
Okay.
have to make it short, short, short." But I said no. I
Okay.
have a goal, and I needed the watch hours. I said I can make this work. In the beginning, that's very true. There were only 2, 3, 4 people watching me. But when I became more consistent, even if I was streaming very long, people finally started to come, and I'm just like, I'm not really very in terms of time, that by this time I need to have like 5,000 subscribers. It's just I just want a pretty nice
Okay.
growth level, not just right now, but definitely niching down is
Okay.
going to be part of.
Okay. Good. And then very fancy here from Adam. He actually wrote the questions down here. So go ahead and ask
That's
those
so
questions.
nice, Adam. All right.
Sure. So I figured out how to do telestrating on my iPad
That is
through
so
Ecamm.
cool, Adam.
Isn't it cool? I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have fun with this. Yeah. So like, one, who is your audience? And if your audience is going to be moms, what do
Mhm.
they want? And have you asked them what they want the most? So like, that's my, like, you are such an inspiration to me. Like, you know, as a high achiever, you know me, I'm like an ultra high achiever, and so are you, right? So creating is not a problem, right? Like, and there's
Mhm.
so much stuff. I want to talk about all of it, right? I want to
Exactly.
try it all. I want to be everywhere. I want to help everyone. But in order for the platform to help you, it needs that focus, so it knows where to put you. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, from my experience, social platforms like YouTube, if you want them to help you, you have to be really clear as into who they will serve that to, because moms
Mhm.
is probably just too broad a category. Like, so
Mhm.
what pain points are you trying to solve for them? Is it just boredom, or is it they
Mhm.
need to be entertained, or you're actually trying to help them with a specific kind of like tech? Like, how can
Mhm.
moms understand tech to make their lives easier? Like, that could be something, or whatever it is. Or is it craft? Like,
Mhm.
either lean
Mm.
into the craft, or lean into the tech, or lean into the
Mhm.
cook, or lean into the fashion or the makeup. You know, that's the way I see it. That's what I generally hear. When I hate the word niche, it's just such a, it's just like
Yeah.
puts you in a little box, but it doesn't have to
Uh-huh.
be. Instead, it's like focusing in on what is most important to the people who are depending on you, and know, you know, what you're known for. And so like, I watch your channel, and
Thank you.
I watch it because it's you, but I can't watch the whole channel because sometimes it goes into Filipino and I don't really understand that. And I'm
Mhm.
trying to understand, but you know, I can't really follow what you're saying. But then it goes back to English. That's fine if then your audience is people who speak both. But
Just great
sometimes
to
you're
hear.
talking to digital marketers or to YouTubers or podcasters how to do this. And then you're talking about crafting and making cards. And like, it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint who you are and
Mhm.
what you
All right,
are.
got it.
Okay.
And when you're too many things for too many people, then the world's like, what are you? We don't really know what to expect today. It's like a restaurant that's kind of whatever. It's like a cafeteria versus a sushi restaurant. Anyway,
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So in this phase we try to first ask some questions to clarify, and then
oh, I'm
we gather.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't
But I was
understand.
so fascinated how you wrote the questions there.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so this is just
yeah.
Procreate,
Okay.
you know,
Great.
and I have a green background. And, you know, if I can just show you an Ecamm super quick, you'll totally get it. So I'm using Ecamm as a virtual camera, but if I turn off the green screen, oops, if I turn off the green screen,
Oh.
that's what it is on the
Okay.
screen.
Of
And I'm just
course.
writing with white, and then I knock out the screen and I bring it as an overlay and stretch it
Yeah.
out. And then I can just write on this thing. And
Great.
So
Always
cool.
something to learn. So the goal right now is to just
Mhm.
ask some question to get clarity, and then we will gather ideas for
my
Lala.
apologies.
No, it's all right. I have to
Yeah.
explain it
I wasn't here. I'm a
clearly.
little late. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
don't
I was stuck in
apologize.
traffic.
Okay, so Tony, you have your hand up.
Yes. You say you have a 4-hour show, and I was thinking about this when you were talking earlier, all the times of editing and everything. And I know Adam's kind of hit on a little bit of it, but I think just hearing that, for me, I couldn't talk 4 hours about a 50 millimeter lens on a camera to somebody. So, but I'm saying you're doing this thing with women, and you have different avenues and everything. Have you thought about breaking your 4 hours up into, like, this is this category for this hour or half hour, this is this category for a half hour, so you have 4 or 8 categories, so people can come and go, they know what time zones that you're going to be on your 4 hours. Now from there, you would be able to take your editing, and it's not all over the place, and you're able to group it and now send it out as different groups. That's why I was just wondering, because I haven't seen your show. And
Okay. So
but I was just curious
the
on your 4
reason
hours. Go ahead.
the reason it's 4 hours, Tony, because that's only for the crafting.
Okay.
Because the crafting, I bring in a guest. The guest, teaches a demo or something of our tool. Okay, and then after that, me and my crafty friends, we actually create from start to finish a project, and at the end of the show we finish, and I also ask the audience to actually, or those listening, to join us, and then they submit their finished project at the end, and I have a winner at the end. Okay,
Wow.
it's not based on how nice your project it is, but it's a will of names, like something like that. That's why it takes that long. But now I've shortened it to like 2 hour thing, and my content is like every Wednesdays and Saturdays are really crafting.
Oh,
It's my Thursdays where I do actually interviews. All right,
okay.
just interviews. This is where the topics really from. It's from this to that. It's like a hodgepodge of different topics that normally based on metrics. It's about health when there's something about health,
So is that 4 hours
and then
too?
yes, health, and then something about. I just started a cooking segment, and that did pretty well as well.
Great.
But I've just done one, right? So, but people have been asking me, Mami Lala, why don't you start cooking? Cooking, but I don't know how to cook.
So we learn with your audience.
But
Well,
they
that's
want me
good.
to cook, so I brought in somebody who is a cook, and the concept is they'll teach me how to cook,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and hopefully it was pretty funny because I was like, as simple as something like most people would do, I didn't know, so they were laughing. I didn't know about it, so there.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I take this question from Ellie. She asked, do you have a different standard for yourself for pre-recorded versus live streaming? Are you having an exception that pre-recorded means perfect?
Sorry, I couldn't I can't look at
Yeah.
the YouTube
Do you have a
comment
different
because
standard for yourself if it's pre-recorded versus live streaming? And do you think it has to be perfect if it's edited?
yeah, I think Ellie got it down
Okay.
pat.
Okay. Okay. And then
Yes.
we take the question from Anna, and then we I guess we gather some ideas next, and in the next phase you all can speak then. Okay. So Anna.
All right. Well, I have questions. It goes related to what Adam said.
Mhm.
When you think about your ideal customer or your ideal audience, I'm a woman, I'm a mom, I love crafts, I love cooking, I love interviews. Have you thought about a schedule that your audience will know this is the day we're doing this, and this is like, have you thought about the ideal woman, and have you thought about a schedule? Those are my questions.
I think when it comes to the ideal one, yes, but when it comes to the schedule, that's something that probably I could actually look into. Based on just my analytics, it's really the nighttime, because I think in the beginning it wasn't also, but now that because I'm really very consistent in terms of doing my live streams. I am really very consistent. I only cancel normally if it's I have a guest, yeah, and then they can come in.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm been really very consistent, and that consistency I think really has helped, because it's like when I'm just a bit late, I'm having tech issues. People would start messaging, do we have a live tonight? Are we going live? What is happening? So with that, it's nighttime, but playing around with other schedules, because if again, eventually I would want to reach not just the Filipino community in the Philippines, but other countries as well. So that I think is where um, I also need to think about the schedule. So, and also what Adam said, that sometimes I do speak in the vernacular, because there are, like, when there are mostly Filipinos watching, but then again on replay, how can they understand, right? So
Okay.
I do understand that part. So maybe putting captions. And normally during my interviews, it's really English. It's only during the crafting that I normally have to use either or mix Filipino and English. So thank you, Adam and Anna.
Okay, thank you. So Lala, now you get a little break. You can switch off camera and audio, but still listen to us. And thank you. And so now the idea is that we gather ideas for Lala. I will note them. So if it's clacking, it's me. And then after we gathered some ideas, we ask Lala which ideas are helpful for her. So whoever has something can shoot now.
I would start with that because it feels so relatable, because it goes to me too. Like, I want to do all the things, but I think that was one of the most important things to figure out. Who am I trying to provide my talent to? You know, like, who is the person? Is it, okay, it's a mom, but is it a mom in her 40s? Is it a mom in her 20s? Because that totally changes, right? Like, I'm not interested on things that they're doing. So is it a mom that lives in the United States, or is it a mom that's in the Philippines? That's another factor to take in consideration. You know, like, is it a single mom? Is it a married mom? You know, there's a lot of factors that can catch on to that. And with that in mind, then start creating a schedule, because I think Lala is so good in, like she said it, she is so good at being consistent, and that's where she is because she's dedicated and she wants to do things well. So she's my hero.
Okay.
But having a schedule so she knows what's coming. Okay, on Wednesday we're dedicated to this particular audience, on Thursday to this particular audience, and on Saturday this audience. So those are, you know, my 2 cents that I can think of right now.
Okay. And the chat is providing something too. Ellie is saying pre-record but don't edit it, or minimally edit. So I will put that into minimal edit. Yeah. Okay.
I think this is pretty amazing. Well, Lala, I have seen your show, and I enjoy, like, when you're crafty and it's like you go into your native language, you know, Filipino, or I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I love listening, and also the interaction with the women. So I don't have to understand, because I can feel into it, and it's just this great energy. Everybody's really happy, and whether you're going in and out of English, that doesn't bother me one little bit for that. So one of the things that came from me, and of course this all has to do with money, right? But you're at this place where you're doing so much, it's almost like you need a producer, you know, somebody to take some of the burden off of you. And the first thing that I wrote down, who came to mind was, I don't know if any of you all or you, Lala, have watched or listened to Stephanie Liu, especially when she's been on Streamer Accelerator, or, you know, any of the lives with Loria. She has this amazing team. It's really organized, especially for pulling those. So you do a long, you know, interview or a show, and then she has a schedule with her people, and her assistants are all in the Philippines. So you might want to check with her and see her model maybe. And they pull clips, and then they have like she does one live and has a month of content. So that's like pretty, I'm impressed with that, and I'd really love to learn that model. Back to, you know, editing, I think you answered your question. You said you don't like it. I mean, I love editing, but I did it for 30 years as a professional. So that's kind of a fun thing for me. But don't try to be like the professional. Really simple. You can just do, like, take your thing like I'm doing right now. I created a little in Canva, a little open. I pulled like 3-minute to 4-minute segment. I put a little close. You don't even have to do that. Load it, upload it to YouTube, and you got starting a little thing of your short segments. I love that you're pulling the audio and putting them into podcasts. And there are, like, a lot of people use Descript, but it can be pricey if you ask, if you don't have a budget. But there's also Otter AI. I use that. There's a free service. I just upload my my hour-long show. It prints out a transcript, and you can edit it right there on, like, the, what do you call it, the word processor. And so it doesn't matter what the video looks like. You can put it on a podcast if you're not doing one with your face on the air, so you're not having 100 million jump cuts. But it's like you can just easily, and you could also offload that to somebody if you have somebody that could do that for you. So those are some of my thoughts, and I just think it's amazing. You have so much content, and you can do so much with it. So that's all.
Okay, I try to note that all down. So the next one, just go ahead.
I just have a quick one, which I wrote here, which is to launch 2 channels, separate them. So you have one channel that's your interviews, and you can go into more technical things and long form, and really, have a place for folks that are looking for that kind of content. And then just have a crafting center, and then maybe have either a website or a link tree that kind of puts them together. And you can cross promote, like, oh, well, you're doing the crafting. Hey, yesterday while you're doing the crafting together, we spoke to someone that was so interesting, and check out my other channel, and put the links in there. But I know that, like, I'd rather have one channel, because then, like, you're trying to get everybody in, and the numbers look bigger. But it might help the viewership. What matters to me is that you have the right people, not so many people, right? That it's an engaged, happy group, just like this group, right? We don't need 100 more people who are just going to be in the background. You want people who are really going to play, right? So
exactly.
That's my idea.
Great.
Okay, my turn. I was listening so much to Adam that but yeah, he talked about the channels. I think overall, what I've been learning a lot too, that's what that one lady talked about, repurposing. You have a 4-hour show, then you start hacking it all up into whatever, 10-minute, 20-minute segments, and then you break them down again, and then you want to get down to TikTok that it's under a minute or under 30 seconds. So each time you're doing something, you're repurposing it. So you have your full version, and then you start throwing the other stuff out as additional content throughout the month or months, not all to get done at the same time. Because I learned that from his name is Sean Connolly. He's the big YouTuber guy. He talked about that. They have a schedule. One day they shoot, then the next day they edit, then the next day they add some other things. So when they're done in 4 days, they've done the whole month of stuff. And then they do their live when they interact with different things. So they talked about all that repurposing and bringing it out. And that's what helps, because, and then having, I won't mention names, Matt Haas, if anybody knows him, he has like 5,000 YouTube pages. No, I don't know. He has a bunch. I mean, YouTube for this, YouTube for that. So you can get a little overboard. It's a catalog. I mean, the guy's great what he does. But I've learned also, if you put everything under one umbrella, then you're going to get a mixture of people. If you put it under a couple umbrellas, you know what's working and what's not working, or where you have to change something, because you can look at your analytics. That's a new word that I'm learning too. So that's the thing. And being one person, that's the other thing too. When you talk about these things, these groups of people, they have a lot of extra people to help them. Now, my wife and I, we do a big, fantastic, big production of 15 minutes of fame. So that's it. Our show's only 15 minutes every week. And our pre-production's the night before. We talk about a few things. We get what we need. Then we either print out some things and or we write it on a backside of an envelope. And we just go from there. I just added a countdown timer so we know where we're at with our time. And I did in the beginning do some lower thirds and other things, but then I stopped it all just because it's just her and me, and I'm doing all the work. So
Yeah.
you can only do as much as you want and make it simplified. Now we're going to start growing because we got a studio. So the same thing with Lala. She's doing all these different things. I'm going, how does she go from this from crafts to cooking? I mean, does she just move her chair around like to the next thing and go? She's amazing. And that thing is, her personality is what brings her in to other people wanting to watch her show, just like Matt Haas has his personality. And that's the key thing when people are doing live streaming, you got to have that personality. So with her, I mean, there's so much she's doing with content, and too bad you're lazy. Can you imagine if you were like Janet Dobbs, really efficient in editing? I'm naming you. You would have, the other thing is you can over edit yourself. Now, if you notice, a lot of people, I forgot the name, it was a terminology. You would do a cut, you would say, hi, my name is Tony Iverson. And instead of that gap, you would go, hi, my name is Tony Iverson. And today we're going to talk about this, and tomorrow we're going to talk about that. So it's all hacked in because you're cutting out the seconds, again, because of viewership and what people are saying, what you got to do with YouTube or whatever. So that's, that's my thing on it with what she's doing, which is great. And just maybe get someone to plan some stuff, because we're going to go from 15 minutes because we're so excited what we do to a half an hour. But we're also bringing in guests and a musician. So
you're doubling your time. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're actually, with our regular time, we're running over it.
Okay.
So that's what we've learned from it, and I tried to do something where everyone says, oh, you can't do 15 minutes. The first time we did it, we like, wow, it's 2 minutes into it. What do we do now? And but we're at the point now we put a timer because we got to cut ourselves off. And so that's the thing behind when people think if you can talk and you have lots of content, I don't care if it's 8 hours, but you got to tell people this 8 hours, we're going to go from A to Z, and here's our time zone so people can jump in and jump out, or diehards will watch it. Just like I said, I have to quit my life, divorce my wife, which I'm not going to do, just to watch Matt Haas, because all his shows, you don't have any time in life. He's got so many programs.
Yeah.
I've learned to just pick and choose. Same thing with Lala. People learn to pick and choose, and she's international. So that's an extra, I would say, blessing and burden, because if you want to do, like you said, on the crafts, you're talking to your local area. When you're doing the interviews, it's a global area. So unless you do a craft for global outside of the local, then you're going to have to do it twice and do it one in English and then one in your language. So that's the hard part. But that's what I'll say.
Great. And then Don provided, I think that's really important, shoot for what brings you joy, focus on that, pick the aspects that you don't dread and focus on that. I guess that is important to keep the energy, especially with what Lala is doing, all that she's doing. Great. So, do we have more ideas? Or, yeah, I try to think then too.
Well, I just thought about something. I think when we started, you show her page, her channel.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my glasses on, but it doesn't seem like she has the video, index, right? Thank you, Tony. She doesn't have a playlist, so maybe it will help if she has a playlist also in her channel. Which ones are interviews, which ones are crafts, which ones are motivational or interviews like that. So I think that will also help.
Let's take a look there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't see it in Zoom, just on the stream. So we have the uploads, and then we have the shorts, and yeah, that's it. But then playlists. Yeah, there are quite a few playlists here.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe categorizing those,
Yeah.
it will be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So I go back here to gallery. Okay. Categorizing it. Okay. Yeah, and I have to think because while writing the things, I don't have ideas at the same time. Yeah, but we have quite a few. But if anything else came up, just bring it on. And then in the meantime, I can.
One of the things that comes to my mind too is the other side. We always talk about serving your audience. That's good, but you also have to serve yourself. Like you have to make sure you're doing something that you really love to do. And when you're doing a lot of things, I would bet that there's some things that you like doing more than others, and so lean into the thing that you love the most, even if it won't bring you more audience, it'll bring you joy because that's the thing you love, right? And that's part of this game, right? As a hobby, not a profession. If it's not fun, then why are you even doing it? Like you can go do something else. Like once this becomes a burden, then you have to question. And sometimes we feel like, oh, but the audience is going to be upset. No one's upset. Everyone's just grateful they could have a little piece of you. But if you decide to go a different way, that's your prerogative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you own it, right? It's your show, right? So do what you want to do. Make sure you do what you love and talk about what you love, and don't feel obligated all the time. Unfortunately, that might not lead you to instant success, but do you want to be something that's like another McDonald's that everybody loves? It's generally okay, but not terrific. Or do you want to do something that's super special to you? Because then what you're going to do is attract people who like the things you do, and they're going to really love you because they can relate to you rather than you trying to like hit the middle of the road, if that kind of makes any sense.
Yeah. Okay, we can also try to think of out of the box is maybe it doesn't need to be edited. Maybe it can be just live in a form that's nearly edited. But I don't know how to write that down. Okay, so, but I see the time is running there too, so Lala, you may come back in.
All right.
Very good.
Guys, this is super exciting. So you have to, volunteer to be next. This is amazing because some of you guys pointed out some things that I've actually been thinking about, but at the same time, not sure. All right. So I just want to focus, as Marcus mentioned to me before going live, that from all of your suggestions, so which one somehow resonated best with me at this point. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody, not just here in the panel, but everybody in the chat as well. So Dawn was there. Thank you so much. You guys are super amazing, and I'm so happy that I'm this group. All right. So first and foremost, with Anna, the thing that resonated with me most from her suggestion was about niching down, not that word, but rather really
who I'm
making
trying
it
to
more.
reach and focus.
Yes. So like I think I really need to, like as she said, okay, what kind of moms, age, location. So that one I will definitely take note of that. All right. So, and with the thing with I know I'm not as growing as fast as I would want to, but the thing that I love about what I have with my subscribers are they're very loyal. It's like no matter what I do, they will be there. I mean, I have, several hundreds of them that are really very loyal, and I'm very grateful about that. And I think that's because of what Adam said, that early on, it's like people were telling me, don't do this, don't do that. But this is something that I love. This is something that so I kept on it, and it has somehow resonated into in a way like a super fan, so something like that, right? So they're there, but then I really do understand and I agree with most of your suggestions. And then also with Janet being on point about editing, because it's a part of her, job for the longest time. You just do minimal edits at this point. That is super awesome, right? So because I really, I love watching amazing edited videos, right? It's like, wow, how did they do that? Like B-rolls here and there, amazing transitions. I want to do that as well. But at the level I am in, technically, I know it's impossible to do that. But as Janet said, just so I can move on with edited videos, just do small ones. So I have to, it's mindset, guys. I know it's really my mindset. It's like, I just want it to be really nice, and I have to know, no, just start. So do minimal edits, and I will try to do that. So thank you for that. And then the suggestion of having a producer. Eventually, guys, if really this doesn't fly, or I want to be accountable to you guys. Okay, so starting next week, I should be putting out at least one edited video out there. If I'm not able to do that, then probably really thinking about having, somebody do it for me. It's definitely one thing that I will be doing. All right. And with the script, I actually watched that episode or that session we had in Streamer Accelerator where Stephanie Liu was there. And I actually also follow her channels. So definitely on board. I actually have this script. I actually started using it, but not for my edited videos, but for my podcasts. Because I have a lot of filler words like, all right, okay, that's great. Like I wanna, there's just so many of them. So that is something that I actually already started. And then with Tony repurposing, yes, absolutely. I am starting and will definitely do that. And to actually, your also suggestion of simplifying and maybe doing like from my segment, make segments within the segment. So something like that. I am also going to consider that. And of course, Adam and Don in the chat saying, it has to be something that brings me joy. And I think that is something that I have not really compromised.
Good.
Whatever you see in my channel, whether it be interviews or whether it be my crafting, these are really things that I'm passionate about. I also talk about my faith because these are things that really, I'm very passionate about. So, but the thing is, I'm so passionate about so many things, right? That's the thing. So I really understand and I really do appreciate. So I took down notes as well. And of course, I know Marcus has been taking notes as well. So again, as I said, one of the reasons I joined this group is accountability. So I want to be accountable. As I said, I will try as much as I can to slowly implement each one of these things. Okay,
Okay.
just one at a time or several at a time, but definitely we'll do so, and probably in several months' time, go back here to do like a report or where am I
In
at?
several
Okay, from
months, Lala,
yeah.
we need to report earlier.
Yes,
Okay.
right. So that you can see what happened.
Yeah.
Right. So I will take note of my analytics after this within the day so that I can go back to that when I come back and show you guys what happened, right? So again, thank
Yeah.
you so much, guys, for
Okay.
for
Lala,
everything.
so I rehashed the things you chose from the suggestions is to maybe not do the perfect edit, keep it simple, and to focus on what is age, location, what is your viewer group. You will think about maybe a producer, but that's not the first thing I understood to do. And this script you already have. And focus on the joy and do the things you love. That's what I noted. Okay. And now the last thing is to go over next steps. So what are the next steps? You said you will put one out, did you say weekly or?
Once a week.
Once a
Okay.
week. Okay.
Yes, to start with, just once a week. Okay, and that doesn't include shorts because I am already doing shorts. So I
Okay.
think it has to be the 3 to 5 minuters. and I will probably just start with just pull out the segment, put a beginning, put an end for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's great to do it like that, because if you're putting out one a week, you automatically have to keep it simple to keep up with the pace, and that can be beneficial. Okay, are there some other steps you concretely take to achieve this, or?
Yes, so definitely setting a time like with my other stuff. Also, somebody mentioned about in advance, creating a schedule in advance. I forgot who. Maybe I need to do that. I think it was Tony probably. A longer, like when I plan my show with my crafting, that's fine because I already have collaborations with that. So I use Calendly, so I know already, my guests coming in and topics. But with my other with my interviews, I think it's just several weeks. I think I need to do it or prepare for it longer so I can actually promote it longer as well. So first step, set a time. For me, normally it's really Sundays. So after church, after family time, then in the evening, that's where I do my repurposing for podcasts, and I'll add the videos for that. Again, just minimal edits, guys. So
Yeah.
don't expect anything. It's probably just going to be pulled out from my
Yeah, but that's great.
crafting.
I think it's better that way. And Janet is in the comments. The filler words are so you. Yeah, and I also and I would also say don't focus too much on those words. That could really slow you down. Okay, but so I noted here the things you chose, the ideas, and I noted you will do one video a week, 3 to 5 minutes, and so we can check back on that. Okay, so was that helpful for you, Lala?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
You know how it is when you're thinking about it, but you have like a million side questions. No, but how about this? But how about that, right? But when you hear it coming from others,
Okay.
it's like a light bulb comes up, right? So it's like, okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. So again, thank you, Marcus, for putting this up.
Oh, thank you for
Yes.
for participating.
This is
for me alone.
amazing. As
Okay.
I said again, I need to be accountable. Otherwise, I will just probably not be able to do this as well.
Okay.
Right? So it's very easy to promise something, to do something, but to actually implement it is difficult. But when you have an accountability group, as I promised, I'll be back and then, to do a report on what has happened so far. So there. So I'm definitely going to, I'm actually pretty excited about all the things that you guys have mentioned. So thank you so much
Great.
again. I can't thank you
Very
enough.
good.
Words are not enough. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Laura. And so, yeah, we have to look a bit ahead then. So what we still have to figure out is how to run the accountability part. And the other thing, maybe we have time for quick feedback now, or else we can discuss it in the Discord. But the other question is this format, as I set it up, is it? Do you think it's useful, and should we continue with that? Okay, Janet gives the thumbs up. Okay, and yeah, you all can always put some ideas how to go forward also in the Discord, and maybe put in there who goes next. Okay, there is a. Adam has all the tools, the analog and the technical tools. I love it. Yeah. If somebody says, "Oh, I know I want to be next," then you can say it now, or you can write it in the Discord later. And
Do I nominate joke?
oh,
There,
we have Anna. Okay, great. Do you already know the topic, or do you have to think about that?
No, not really. I mean, this is something that I've been struggling with. It's the setup of my area, especially the light and the camera. That's something that I've been
Okay.
struggling with. So that might be a topic.
Okay. I have to think about how we could solve that in a meeting. Yeah, but we'll talk in the Discord. And yeah.
Well,
Um,
I don't know. We can focus on the way that my videos look on my channel. Maybe
Yeah.
you can take a look and tell me like, oh, Anna, you look like a ghost in there or something.
Okay, you look all right now for me, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
I also have to clean my glasses, so then
no, that's what you have to do because they really
yeah,
don't look very good today, but
yeah,
I'm being brave.
yeah. No, that's and I think it's so great that you are all willing to do this live on YouTube, and I'm so happy that the audience is also participating here with input. And yeah, we have to figure out how to do the whole accountability and to set all up. But I'm pretty happy how this first one worked out. So, anything we should discuss right now, or okay, is this
I think
goodbye?
it's
That was goodbye.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I think it's really now the ball, like for today's episode now is really on my side. Got to start doing something.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, but
All
if there
right.
are no further points to discuss right now, then thank you all so very much. I'm really happy with how this is working out, and I guess see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Hey,
Marcus, thanks everybody.
Bye.